Hey guys, it's me David and welcome back to Building Scarif Week 13. So yeah guys, we're 13 weeks into Scarif now. Pretty exciting. Alright, so this segment we're going to focus on groundwork, and I know that sounds kind of like, groundwork, that sounds boring. No, trust me, it's not. It's going to look really awesome by the end of this segment. This is where we put all the plants and kind of get that nice Scarif look. The ground has to be like really spot on because most of Scarif is very flat, so getting the ground to look, really good and colorful and natural and not repetitive with patterns and stuff like that is very important actually. If you guys watch Building Kashyyyk, you'll know how much I talked about this, that it's very important that you get the right amount of plannery so it's not overwhelming but also not underwhelming. You gotta hit that sweet spot. Another thing is the blue studs for the other half of the water over there. They have proved a bigger challenge in terms of getting a hold of them. For some reason, they've gone up in price over the last couple months. I don't know if there's been it's been harder to get or something, but it's been harder to get, or they've gone up in price. So I guess it becomes a little bit harder to get because of that. And when I say it's gone up in price, it's okay. So normally these studs go for about a cent or a penny each, a US penny. And that doesn't sound like much, right? But they've gone up in price to about 2 or 3 cents. And again, that doesn't sound like much. Wow, 2 cents? Geez, it goes from 1 to 2 cents. Dave, why are you complaining? Well, when you're ordering 10,000 of a particular part, and when you're going from 1 cent to 2 cents, it's doubling the complete cost. Or even 3 cents, you're tripling it. So it's a big deal if it starts going up in price because I need so many. Calculated that I need at least 10,000. That's right, 10,000 little trans-clear studs just for that little area over there. It's pretty crazy. 10,000 pieces. So I can only imagine that this up here has to be at least 20,000 pieces alone. So this mock is probably on its way to 50,000 pieces overall, which is pretty crazy because it doesn't really look like a 50,000 piece mock. But that's what it is. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get started with the segment, guys, so you can see what I've been up to. I think you guys will really like what I've been doing. Also, there is something that I want you guys to comment down below. You'll have to stay to the end of stay towards the end of the video to see what that is. But there is something I need you guys to vote on. So be sure you watch the whole video. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Let's get into this segment right now. All right, guys, so starting this week's episode off, we're not going to actually quickly going over to the landing pad. We're actually not going to make much progress, I think, if at all, in this segment on the landing pad. I know that automatically kind of bums a lot of you guys. The reason why is I still haven't gotten the 1x8s, 1x6s, 1x4s, 1x2 dark gray bricks. They just haven't come in the mail yet, and so basically I can really make no progress, and I can't fill. I mean, I think we're going to fill a little bit in around here, but I can't completely cover around the corners of the landing pad until we have finished the actual landing pad itself. And then I still don't have the bricks to start building this part as well, so that is causing a little bit of problems, but that's okay. We're going to be working, like I said, we're going to get this area around it a little more complete. And then we're actually going to come over here and we're going to put a lot more greenery and brush and all of that in, just as we did over here, if not a little bit more detailed than what we've done before. So that's where we're going to kind of pick up with this segment. We're going to really make it look nice, and maybe I'll even move some trees over here so it looks a little more balanced. Speaking of the trees, I still haven't gotten my parts for the trees in yet, so that kind of sucks, I know. But, we can put some trees over here, and then once I get more trees, we'll fill in where these ones were. So we'll kind of balance it out in the meantime. So it looks a little bit, like it's one giant mock instead of 2 kind of separate sections at the moment. So yeah, now the first thing I actually want to go into is this right here. So something I got in the mail this week was the Brick Arms Blaster Weapons Pack, actually. So this is the pack. You get all of these weapons. I think it's like $15, $16. Brickarms.com. So that's how you spell it. For some reason, don't know how to spell it. But anyhow, it's brickarms.com. I've been using their weapons for years, like 7+ years now, and I know the quality is fantastic. They use the same material Lego does. It's really great stuff. I don't want to be biased though. There are other Lego weapons manufacturers out there. So there's Clone Army Customs, Aerialite, and Little Arm Shop. Those are the three others that kind of come to my mind. I'm sure there's some others as well. But I'm going to use Brick Arms blasters in the Scarif mock. So I think when we were building those troops over there a couple segments ago, I was telling you guys how I'm going to use certain weapons on them. These are those weapons. So I want to just quickly go through them with you guys. I think you'll really enjoy it. There's some really cool weapons, and if you have played Star Wars Battlefront on like Xbox or PlayStation or even PC, then you should automatically know almost all these weapons because a lot of them come from Star Wars Battlefront. So I actually have on the back, there's a nice little list here. That's going to help me because a lot of the names for the weapons are not common names. They are kind of complicated. So let's quickly go through this. So in the pack, you get a DC-15, which is the Clone Trooper Blaster, as well as the other Clone Trooper Blaster, which is the DC-15S. These are great blasters, but I will definitely not be using those particularly in this mock because, well, no Clone Troopers. Next is Boba Fett Blaster, which is called... it's called the EE3. Next after that is the Foe 11, and so the Foe 11 should be on a First Order Stormtrooper, not a Death Trooper, because it is the First Order Stormtrooper's blaster. By the way, Foe 11, if you didn't already take the hint, Foe 11 stands for First Order E11, hinting back to the original E11, which is right here, which will be on my Stormtroopers. Next right here is the Sniper Blaster from Battlefront. It's called the DLT-20A. Love this blaster. It's really cool. I'm really glad they made it. I'm not sure. I think it's an Imperial weapon, but I really don't know, actually. But I do like the look of it. Regardless whether it's Imperial or Rebel, I'll definitely be using it in the mock. Okay, so these two blasters here and here, they're very similar, actually. What's cool is Brick Arms made it so that this part of the barrel and this part of the barrel are actually removable. And what I mean is you can kind of see it right here. I don't know, the camera won't focus, but anyhow, the barrels are removable, and as well as the scope is also removable. So those two blasters are the T21B and the T21. And then we have this blaster right here, which is the DH-17. And then over here, again, another weapon with two different configurations. So there's the sniper configuration and the regular configuration. This is one of my favorite weapons from Battlefront. I should actually know the name of it. It is the A295, as well as the other configuration there. The sniper configuration is the... the sniper configuration is the A295, and then this is the A280C. My bad. And then this weapon right here, let's get a different angle. That weapon, it's kind of like a sniper, or not a sniper, excuse me, a shotgun, which is the CA-87. And then you guys should automatically recognize these weapons. These are pretty cool. These will not be used in the mock. It is Han Solo's blaster, which is the DL-44, I'm pretty sure. And then Rey's blaster, which is called the NN-14. And then over here is Chewbacca's bowcaster, which has a crazy name called the Boltcaster instead of the bowcaster. Fun fact. But yeah, so that is all the weapons that come in the Brick Arms weapons pack. Most of them are Rebellion and Imperial. A couple are Clone Wars era, and a couple are Force Awakens era. So I think it's a pretty cool weapons pack. I do highly recommend you pick one of these up, at least buy one of them for your figures. It'll make them look so much cooler, in my opinion. I have been using custom weapons forever. If you guys go back in a lot of my older mocks and older, like even Clone Army videos, you'll see that I use custom weapons at least on my custom figures, because I really do like the way they look. So for Scarif, I will definitely be using almost all these weapons that I just showed you. I'll be buying a lot more in bulk quantity, so that'll be really cool. There is one more weapon. It's unrelated, but I still want to show it. It is the D93 flamethrower. This is pretty cool. It's a Brick Arms weapon as well. You made the backpack and the flamethrower itself, as well as this little pipe that connects between it. The little fire Lego piece is actually removable, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, just thought this was really neat. It even comes in a little package like this. I really like it. Alright, I think that does it, guys, for weapons. I just kind of wanted to go over this with you and show you what I will be using for that, because I actually do get a lot of questions on like what figures, what weapons, what certain things they use in the mocks. So here it is, just for you guys. Brick Arms Blaster Pack, highly recommend. There are other alternatives if you want to take a look at those as well. And that'll be it, guys. So let's go ahead and move on to building all of this brush and see what that looks like. Let's go. Alright guys, so just a kind of progress update. Just want to show you, this is what I'm kind of doing here so far. You'll see right here that I'm putting gray down because you're not going to see it because I'm going to put green over the gray. So it really doesn't matter the place between. I haven't put any of the sand green or any green parts down yet. I kind of take it one color at a time. So the first thing I did was the dark tan, and then I started with the tan, and I'm kind of making my way up to here. Really trying to make it more dynamic, more interesting. Again, when you're doing this type of stuff, you don't want to be repetitive, careful with patterns. You want it to be as random as possible, but not too random. When you're putting plates down, trying to get like an interesting type of look out of it. There's no way really to describe it better than that. Just don't be too repetitive and don't be too random at the same time. But yeah, it's looking really good so far. It's blending, I think, pretty well. I think it'll look better once we put more of the green and sand green and plants and stuff in. But yeah, it's getting there. So I'm really liking how it's looking. So let's see what else I can do here. Alright guys, so I'm taking a lot more time than I thought I would on this. But it's really coming along. The greenery and such. I'm really wanting to take my time on this, not rush it. You'll see what I'm doing so far is I'm doing these little patches of plants around here. And that is allowing me to figure out what looks better. I might remove that, or maybe I'll try to even combine it, because I really kind of want this dark green area to be kind of foresty, kind of lush with green, not very barren like some of these other areas over here are. And I want there to be a subtle phase into that. Now with the landing pad, because it's kind of like construction that was built right here in the middle, there isn't going to be much dark tan or any of the subtlety that you're getting over here, because in real life this would just be straight up woods, or because the sand would be under the greenery, or kind of vice versa. You're going to have this kind of like straight to the jungle-ish type of thing, and maybe they built some sand around it, and then boom, there's the jungle. So you're not going to get that same dark tan treatment over here. It's subtle little things like this that really do matter in the mock, that really make it stand out, I suppose. It's kind of like a psychological thing in terms of you want this to look as real as possible, considering it's Lego, of course, but you want it to have a natural look because it is nature. So that's something to really pay attention to when you're building these type of environments. So yeah, and then also you see I put dark tan over here, kind of like filled it in there. And again, I've been really working on a lot of the plants and stuff, and I really like how it's looking over here. It's looking really great. I can't wait to continue this and see what else I can do with it. So the next thing I'm going to do is continue putting more greenery and brush and really refining this area, especially the dark green area. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and get started right here and finish that up. And then that'll be kind of the second to last thing we do. And there'll be one other thing I kind of want to talk about. I'm not sure if we'll get to it in this segment, but let's go ahead and see where we go. Alright guys, so I actually messed up. So get this. These tiles right here, I'm going to have to remove all of them that's underneath it, because as I started to close in the border around the landing pad, I realized that as I started to try to put the tiles up, they were bending upwards, and I'm like, what? That's not how it's supposed to be. And then I realized that when you get closer down, and you start looking at, if you put a tile here and you look closer, you'll notice that it's just the slightest bit higher, and that really can make a difference. That little bit right there, that little bit that this brick is a little higher, can make that much of a difference. So I tested it out, and here's just a regular kind of brick sideways, and works perfectly when there's no tiles and it's just right on the studs like that. So please, if you're doing something like this, do not put tiles under it. I don't know why I did. I thought it needed the tiles. I was wrong. So a mistake was made, and I'm glad I'm fixing it now. So I'm gonna rip up all the tiles, and then we'll put this back where it is, and then I'm not gonna cover the whole thing around it, the whole border around it, but I do want to show at least how the tan is gonna go over it, and just give you guys an idea of what I'm doing here. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so I've been working pretty hard, and it's looking pretty good. Just want to let you guys take a good look at what I've been kind of doing. So I've been putting more plants here, as I said I would. Still not done. I'm still going to put more plants here, so please, if you guys are like, oh, these are more plants, don't worry, I'm going to do more. It's just the reason why I haven't taken a little bit more in terms of the greenery is because I really need to at least figure out where the palm trees go, and I don't have enough of these things right here. So before I can put all the greenery down, I want to get the palm trees figured out where they're going to go. That way I can build the greenery around that, and it'll look much better. So yeah. Anyhow, so right here, I finished up the water right here. So it's all continuous now. It looks really nice. And then I also basically filled in all of this and even started completing this little edge. This will have to be removed in order to rip up the landing pad, but I did want to show you what this would look like. So here's the kind of idea, is that the bricks kind of go over. The bricks kind of go over like so, and I even put some bricks that aren't even connected onto it to give it a better look. So that's why you have these kind of studs just chilling out. It gives it a more actually the sand's kind of there on the landing pad. Little touches like that. So this is what I'm aiming for, and this is what it'll look like all around the edges here. And as you'll see, I filled it in pretty well. This area is kind of I don't want to touch it because this is not figured out yet, so that's why it's kind of like a big construction going on over here. So we'll touch that later. Anyhow, but yeah, so now you can kind of see how this type of thing is going to work. I think if it wasn't already clear in the last segment or the segment before that, it should be now, of what I'm trying to do, and I think it looks really good. I'm very happy with what we've accomplished in this segment. This is, I think, what we're going to stop. However, one last thing, guys. Okay, and then again, back to the greenery thing. The reason why I haven't started putting stuff like this down is because I want to wait to put the palm trees, or figure out where the palm trees go. But yeah, that one last thing is the U-wing. Oh my gosh, guys, a lot of you guys are commenting where's the crashed U-wing? It's gotta have a crashed U-wing. I don't know why. I was planning on doing it from the very beginning, so that's fine. So here's my U-wing. I'm actually going to buy a second one that we can crash. I'm not going to tear this one particularly apart. They're actually on sale right now. I saw them, I think they're at $50 at Walmart or something. So if you haven't picked up one, you can get a good deal right now. But anyhow, so the last thing I want to ask you guys before we end this segment, or into the end part of the segment, is should the crash U-wing be on this side? So it would be right about here, except kind of actually in the sand sideways. It wouldn't be straight on, it would be kind of like that, but in the sand, and it would look much more crashed. So should it be right here? So take a good look. Should it be right here, or should it be, and we'll call this side 1, or should it be on side 2? So should it be over here? And I'd probably crash it probably right there. Yeah. And it would be sideways into the stuff and all that. I personally, I think I'm going to go with side 1. I really like how open the space is on this side. And I kind of wanted that because I want a big battle right here. So I'm going to choose side 1 personally. However, you guys can outvote me. So should it go on this side right here, or at least somewhere right here, or should it go over there on side 1? That's what I want you guys to leave down in the comment below. And next segment, I'll go ahead and crash the U-wing, not literally, because yeah, it wouldn't work. But anyhow, let me know side 2 or side 1, and leave your comment or vote down below, and I'll be looking at it throughout the week to see which one wins. So please help, guys. Got to figure this out. I also put just 2 palm trees right here just to help you guys, get that look going on. I didn't want to move too many over, actually, because I kind of like where most of them are at. So I also cleared the bags off, so it looks much more cleaner for the most part on Scarif. So again, look at that. We are making some really great progress, guys. This looks so awesome. I'm so happy with how Scarif is turning out. Yeah, so I feel like we've made some significant progress. This was like basically all blank tan and green, and this wasn't really filled in, so I think it looks really good. We're gonna go ahead and end it off here. Leave your comment below of which side the U-wing should be on, and let's go ahead and end this segment off, guys. Alright guys, so that was the segment. Again, you can see what I mean by the groundwork. I think it came out really well. I know it's not all 100% done. I still have much more plannery and stuff to do. I really want to get those palm trees figured out where I want to put those, so I need those parts. And then I can put those there, and then I can build the scenery around it. I was going to build more plannery stuff in it today, but the problem is I don't want to build a whole bunch of it, then have to remove all of it because all these trees have to go everywhere, and then I got to have pathways for the troops because I want to have like battles, and there's scenes in Rogue One where the troops are like going through the forest, so I want to make sure I have that type of areas opens enough that you can have the troops like that. So that's important. On another thing is I'm also very happy with how the landing pad is now. I can't believe, I really do apologize for making the mistake of putting the tiles and then the bricks. I'm surprised nobody commented about that, that I screwed up big time on that. But again, make sure you don't use tiles if you're doing snot technique like that. Otherwise you'll have the same problem that I did. Easy little fix. It did not take more than 5 minutes, but hey, everybody makes mistakes, right? I think we're getting far into Scarif, guys, and like I said earlier in the video, the next thing I want to get done is the water, but it's kind of getting a little more tricky in terms of getting the parts I need for that. So I think the water is going to be put on hold until I can get the price I want for the pieces. So next segment, I think we're going to start working on the landing pad if the parts come in. If not, we're going to try to do bunch more scenery, I think, and then we still have a bunch of troops to build, still have to modify the AT-AT, still got the landing pad building to make, still got the water to get done, of course, still have more sand work to do up here on the front and as well as the back. But after that, we're actually going to be close to finishing Scarif, so week 20, I think it's very possible to be complete by week 20. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. There will be a segment next week, building Scarif segment on Friday next week, but there won't be a segment on the following Friday, May 12th. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. I'll remind you guys in the next segment, but there will be a 2-week, there'll be a 2-week gap then, and that'll give me plenty of time to get my bricklink orders in, and then we can totally really plow through Scarif, and by then that'll be week 15. So yeah, I think week 20 is very possible, and by the time we get to week 20, that'll be near the end of June, and if we can get it done by the end of June, then taking this to Brick Fair, Virginia, up near Washington, D.C. is also a very real possibility. So that's pretty cool. All right, well, I think that's it, guys. I don't want to talk too much longer. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. I know it was maybe a little underwhelming for some of you, but I really do think I got a lot of work done. Don't forget to comment down below, side 1 or side 2 for the Crash U-Wing. There were so many of you last week that had mentioned, David, you got to have that Crash U-Wing. I'm reading your comments, guys. So please vote down below whether it should be side 1 or side 2, and I'll let you guys know the results in the next segment. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.